day 204 of Chasing Serenity, and it is December 21st, 2022, which is the winter solstice and the year anniversary of my first plant adventure. I think I'm actually going to get through a lot more of this year before I post any of these videos, so they'll just all come out at once, because as I've gone through this all, things have continued to change, which was the point. I went through a really tough 2 months of back to depression, and I thought my PTSD was just back and I didn't fix anything. And then through some meditation, some adventures, and just letting life happen, I'm at the healthiest I've ever been mentally. That's my sister. I think ever, even since I was a child, because your brain's not even formed then, so that kind of makes sense. But I'm ecstatic. I feel like it's the beginning of summer, and as I've explained in other videos, when all this first started happening, winters were just bad. I would just have really bad depression for 4 to 6 months in the winter. Summer, spring would hit, and I'd be finally get relief. And I was I can handle that, and I did for a while until it just became every month of the year. And so when this depression hit again, I was really disappointed, but I was I've done this before. I can handle arduous, horrible winters as long as I have my summers back. But I didn't really know if I did. And then I feel like it's spring. I feel like it's the beginning of summer. I'm motivated. I'm working on the house a lot right now. I started my new job. I'm really enjoying it. It's hard. I'll be switching to night shift soon, so I'm very interested to see how that will affect my mental health. But nothing is what I wanted it to be. This whole adventure and the feeling of freedom I was chasing, buying a house and being locked in somewhere for 2 years, and just the choices I made is not what I made them for good reasons, but not for where I'm at now. This is not the lifestyle I want to lead, but it all had to happen for me to see that. It all had to happen for me to understand what I truly wanted out of life, and what not that makes me unhappy, but just what doesn't vibe with me, I guess. And now I'm okay, I have these 2 years to prepare and plan and get ready to live life exactly how I want to live it. And I'm excited. It's hard, it's a long path, but I'm just happy to embrace every day. I've never been so grateful for being alive. I'm grateful for everything that happened to me, because I have a perspective on life I don't think I could have had any other way, sadly. I think I've been able to help a lot of people on their own journeys, which is the best part, I think. I remember Eliza told me once that, putting these videos out there and helping other people, none of my suffering is in vain if it helps one other person. And the community of YouTube and people talking about their experiences with depression or just eating disorders and things like that really helped me. And when you don't know who to ask for help, or doctors aren't helping you, or the environment you're in is very toxic, like it was in the Marine Corps, having those people who share their personal stories and just being able to watch vlogs like that truly helped me. And so this is just my way of giving back, I think. So I'm more excited, I'm more motivated to do it. I was getting nervous for a while, because I was I don't really want to put my stuff out there. I don't want people to know what happened to me, or what I had to go through. I just want to live a very private, quiet life, and I plan to do that. But I also want to share this. I want people just to have a resource, even if I just make videos for a year and leave it on there. I want people to know there's hope. I want people to know there's a way out, and that the suffering can end. There's a way to not be so afraid of the world again. There's a way to reconnect with people, to yourself. I think that's the biggest thing, is I feel so much more connected to myself. I thought I would go on this journey and work through all these problems and finally figure out what the key was to having the perfect body, or why, or maybe my stress was so high and that's why I could never lose enough weight. And now I'm just coming to this extreme sense of self-acceptance of this is just my body. And I'll make a video on that, with the extremes I've gone to and the crazy diets and exercise routines I did. I always look the same, and I'm just if this is just how I'm gonna look, that's fine. It's a great working body. I don't have I have hypothyroidism, but that really was from the stress of everything I was under. I feel I can still try to heal from that. But especially working on the ICU floor, I'm just gosh, I walk out of this place every day on my own. I can take care of myself. I don't have any crazy wounds or disabilities. Like, I'm just so thankful for having a body that can go explore this world, because that's all I truly want. I just want to explore the world. I just want to see cool stuff. I want to go have cool experiences. I want to meet new people and make connections, which is crazy for me to say. What else? I feel at peace. That was the whole point of chasing Serenity. I was like, I was in such emotional agony, and the better I feel, the worse I realize it was. I was functioning at a very high level with extreme PTSD symptoms, extreme depression, extreme ideations, just eating disorders, body dysmorphia, just all this stuff that I would just like brush aside. I'm like, everybody deals with that. Everybody has, self-worth issues. Everybody has this. It's fine. Like, my problems aren't bigger than anyone else's. And even if that's true, they were still big for me. And like finally getting true relief from it, not just distraction. I'm living pretty slow right now. Like, I just wake up on my days off, go to the gym, work on the house, clean the house, go for a walk, read. And it's great. It's because I have some big adventures planned in the next 1.5 to 2 years. I want to do another huge road trip, and then I'm going to try to go to Amsterdam this year and see my sister, and I want to go to Costa Rica too. So it's like in those in-between times, I was like, I just want to take care of myself. I just want to learn how to be the best nurse I can be, work out, rest enough. I don't want to go back down the path of being burnt out, because like that feeling of waking up every day just being like, I can't get my body to move without 10 cups of coffee. I've quit caffeine. I did get really strict on the carnivore for a while just to see how it would make me feel. Didn't feel great, so now I still eat like a little bit of fruit, like small things like that, and honey, and it makes me feel good. I'm not like being dogmatic with any diet. I'm not like pounding at something and be like, if I just like go a little bit harder, I'll finally be skinny enough or finally be whatever enough to be happy. I'm just gonna be happy, and however my body decides to look in that time of me being happy, I'm gonna accept it. And that in itself might sound so simple to people who didn't have body image issues, but the level it affected me on day to day was so extreme. And even when I connect it to, I was afraid to be in my own skin because I was assaulted so many times, I was like, okay, I understand that. I understand that I am afraid of, sorry, the sun is just doing its own thing. I'm afraid of being in my own skin because I was abused so much and I was assaulted so much, and I could logically put that together and be like, you're safe now, so chill out. But it takes a lot more than that. It was a lot of just like facing myself and accepting where I come from, the roots, my family, genetics, where our family comes from, and just being like, I don't have to be any standard of anything to be happy, to feel good about myself, and to think that I'm worthy of love. And I think to get to that point of where I think I'm worthy of someone else loving me, friends, family, lovers, whatever, it was me first just learning to love myself. And like really loving myself, not being like, oh, I treat myself. Like, it's not like that anymore. I don't treat myself as a way to be like, as a consolation prize for living. It's like I truly take care of myself. I take the time to do a full skincare routine on any night I feel good enough to do it. I take the time to just sit and drink tea in silence if I just need to let my mind wander. I sit and read instead of mindlessly watching TV when I'm sad on my laptop, because I still won't buy a TV. Just little things like that where it's like I do for myself what I would want my friends and family to do to take care of them. And I never saw it that way. I wanted to take care of everyone else and take care of business and be successful and all this stuff and make it. I was so pigeonholed on like being successful and not gaining weight or like losing my athletic ability, because I didn't want anybody to think I was like slipping after getting out of the military or letting myself go. But I never just truly like invested in myself. And I was like, that's what matters the most. And that's what I've really been doing. It has gotten a little lonely. Stuff with Battle got really crazy. She's currently with my sister in Pennsylvania, and I plan to pick her up in June around my birthday and bring her back here and start our adventure again. So that'll be another story for another time. But I wanted to get like bullet points for what I learned, but I'm just gonna have to tell the story with all these videos as I went, because like you can see it. You can see from me at the beach this summer and how elated I was because I just felt free. I finally let go of all that trauma, and like my body released it, and it was painful and it wasn't easy, but it's like I felt free, I felt lighter. And then I had to start working through it mentally and like digging through where everything came from and why I saw the world this way, or why I saw people this way, or why I attracted people that would hurt me so much, and learning to have boundaries, having self-worth, like learning how to put myself first in not a selfish way, which doesn't really make sense until you do it. I'm not selfish about things. I'm just careful with myself. I value myself. It's just like having a vehicle that you value. You just take care of it the right way. You don't let it fall apart. And I just see this body as a vehicle to explore the world. And so I'm going to take care of it the best I can. But I'm not going to like glamorize it and say it's the best fucking vehicle on the street and everyone else's sucks. Like it's not, it's such a different mindset of where I was before, when it's like I had this unrealistic standard that I thought if I got to it, I would be worthy of people's time and effort and energy, because that's what the world tells you. That's what my mother told me. That's what the Marine Corps told me. And as much as I want to be here, like sit here and say that I'm mentally strong and not influenced by people, I am. I have a squishy brain just like every other human, and I'm easily influenced. I still don't have social media. I think that's been the healthiest thing for me. I'm going to be careful when I do bring it back, and it would really just be to share these videos with my friends and family and just be like, this is what I've been through, this is the journey I'm on, and like, if I've ever been weird or it didn't make sense on why I was doing what I was doing, this is what was going on. But I don't want it to ever be a big part of my life. I really only want to use it for a connection, to keep in touch with the people I love. What I've learned from deleting all my social media, like no social media. I have YouTube, that's it. Is the people that truly care about you and love you and want to talk to you will text you. Like the people I really actually cared about had my number. We don't talk every day. I'm not just sending mindless memes. And it's almost better because I don't send mindless memes. I don't just like send you something stupid and you're like, oh, she was thinking it'd be cool. We were like staying in touch. It's actually every few weeks we have a real conversation, and I actually like connect to people and we talk about real shit. And that's what I've always wanted. I've always just wanted to feel real. I wanted to be real on this planet, and everything just felt so disconnected. Do you like my slippers, by the way? I love these. I just felt so disconnected from my own body because I was dissociating so hard. I could never really connect to people, but then like when I could come, like intermittently come back and like try to be real, everyone else felt so fake. And so in this past few months, this is the realest I've ever felt. Like I walked through the store, and a lot of it's my anxiety's gone. I'm not anxious to go out and just like, I don't really like being out. I'm not a very social person, but like even just going to Home Depot and going to these grocery stores, I'll still put in my headphones and like keep myself calm, but I'm not afraid to like see people or be around people. I'm not super sketched out. People seem so much more real to me. I see everyone as their own unique history and stories and problems. I mean, there's people who just act crazy, and I just look at them, and instead of just being like, oh my gosh, people are terrible, I'm just like, damn, they're really struggling with some stuff, aren't they? And it's a different form of empathy where it's like, I don't want to save them. I don't want to let them do anything to me, but like, I get it, dude. Like, I get it. I'm just going to go do my thing. I'm just much less afraid of the world. I don't have to go grocery shopping in the middle of the night. I still try to grocery shop on like quiet days, but I'm not afraid to go out on the weekend and just pop into a store. The gym doesn't give me anxiety. I listen to my body so much better. Like I will go lift when I feel good. I deadlifted 325, I think it was, or 275. 275. I deadlifted 275 for the first time in forever this week, and I was feeling good, just like kept putting on weight, and I'm like, I think I can get back up to 325, here soon if I want to. But then the next time I was in there, I was like, I only feel like deadlifting 185. Like that's just where my body was at. But I was on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes because that felt good. And then like today I woke up and I just did an hour of yoga and went for a walk, and I feel good. I don't feel drained. I don't feel like I have to like beat my body into submission because on that road trip when I was just hiking or doing yoga or doing nothing, like my body really didn't change. And like this huge fear of like, if I stop doing what I'm doing, everything's going to fall apart is gone. And I am learning to trust myself through that. Like a lot of my coping and like trying to control my reality because I felt so out of control with all the abuse that happened was the results I'd get from the gym. And so I got obsessive with it, obviously. And then because of my hypothyroidism and just the crazy extreme diets I was on, my body didn't respond how you think it would to lifting. And so I stopped trusting my body, and then I stopped trusting my decisions, and then more abuse happened. It was just like these layers. And so I feel like building this relationship with myself, a lot of it has just come from like trusting my body. That just like if I listen to it and I eat when I'm hungry only, and I sleep when I'm tired, I take a day off when I'm tired, and I go hard only when I feel like going hard, I feel it, but I don't look much different. I've actually put on a little bit of size with muscle, especially in my legs, but I've only been lifting. I haven't been running. I haven't been doing jujitsu. I'm just not ready for that yet. I don't really want to get back into that mindset because I am so at peace right now. I decided I'm going to do 3 months of rock climbing because I feel like that also you have to be so connected to your body, and yoga has helped me get more connected to my body. It's just, I get excited talking about it because I hated my body for so long. But it's not because like I thought it was uglier than everyone else's. It just felt scary to be in my own skin. And so it feels like getting reacquainted to like an old friend again. I'm just like, oh, let's see what we can do. And I'm so much more kinder to myself. There's still things I want to change. There's still things I want to be better or whatever. But I'm not obsessive about it. I'm not like, oh, if I finally get this, I'll have some relief. Because that's all, like that, all the eating disorders, all of that stuff was just me trying to find relief from this mental anguish. And it wasn't until I went on these little plant adventures and like released that trauma and was able to sit with it and just face it. And there were so many days of just crying my eyes out, being like, why did they think that it was okay to treat me like that? And then you dig through it and you're like, oh, they must have felt really crappy about themselves to be able to do that to another person. And just understanding, accepting that that's where it was, accepting that I can't change it, that this is just where I'm at. This happened. These are the lessons I learned from it. This is what I don't want to happen again. But also, if it does, I know I'll get through it. Just a lot of acceptance. I think I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, I just found peace through that. I'm just so happy. It's not even like I thought I would get to this point and just feel like so confident in myself and like want to be around people and want to make friends and connections and like get back on social media. But it's a complete different perspective where it's like, I just want a quiet life. I want my very close friends to truly know me. I want to be with the love of my life one day. I want my dog back so bad. I want to live simple. I want to enjoy this world. I don't want things being sold to me. Products, ideas, whatever. I want to share ideas with people. I want to compare notes on life and see how to improve our lives just by the influence of other people's stories. But everything else, like that whole grind mentality, I'll work hard. I'll do my job well, but I don't want to spend my life working. I want to spend my life out in the woods hiking and hunting and jumping in waterfalls and just whatever, just not being obsessed with this idea of like, if I'm successful, it'll prove everyone wrong that like what happened to me didn't affect me. It affected me hard. I have struggled for 10 years. And the sad thing is, I know there's women out there, and probably men too, that have struggled their entire lifetime from assaults and abuse that they've never been able to let go. But I truly think sitting with it, facing it, and then just seeing it's not as big of a monster as you thought it was, like giving it the attention it needs so that it'll go away, is the only way to really let go. And then once you let go, you make space for the things you actually care about. And like I said, I thought I'd move out here, cut everyone off, build this life, be successful, be like, yeah, see, I didn't need anyone. I just needed to take care of myself, which to an extent was true. I did need to take care of myself because I wasn't putting myself first. But now I'm seeing how much like connection means to me, how much I miss living where I could just go see my aunt 2 hours away and do a day drive and go see my nieces. I'm still dealing with that because I'm like, oh, I have 2 years left here and I already feel like I've learned all the lessons. I thought I was going to be out here just feeling like so free and disconnected and like whatever from people, but now I'm craving like true connection, not validation from anyone. I'm understanding the difference between validation and connection, and even though things are not cool with my all of my family, I want to see them. I just want to like check in and be able to go up there when I want. So I'm really working towards being able to move back east and travel nurse out of that, or just travel out of there and be able to come like have a home base there closer to everyone, because I am learning that like it doesn't really matter where you are. If you're working and on the grind, you're just on the grind. You're not really seeing anything. So I just want to piece my life together so that I have enough room for travel and adventure, for taking care of myself and really connecting to people. Everything else is so much less important, and I love that. The mindset I had to be to get through everything, it makes sense now, especially with nursing school and just all the crazy stuff that happened in my first 2 years of getting out of the Marine Corps and with family. And I had to be in just like a head down grind mentality, and I'm thankful that I was able to do it. But I'm also looking back, and instead of just always being so disappointed and thinking that I used to think that I was never doing enough or that I was weak, I sit and I think back to like waking up, training for hours in the morning, being in school all day, and then spending all night studying. Like that's what I was doing in nursing school. And then before, I was going to school all morning, training in the afternoon, and going to night classes. And then I was still dealing with these monsters in my head. I was going on these hour-long drives, just really bad headspace, just waking up struggling with like, I didn't even want to be alive. I didn't want to be dealing with this stuff, but I was like, I just thought that maybe one day it could get better. And so I was like, if I keep going now, like when things get better, I'm going to be thankful that I put in the work. I was like, I could just give up now and lay in bed for the rest of my life, but then if things get better in a couple of years, then I have to start all over. And so I was just like doing it for future Serenity. And I'm thankful for that. It was hard, but like I give myself credit because I don't know if I could go through it again. Like maybe, but I don't know if I could go through it with the same just drive. My why was really messed up. I was trying to prove to myself that I was strong. I was trying to prove to myself that I was safe or that I was worth this effort. And I guess I kind of did, but just not in the way I thought it would be. I don't know what I thought. I thought really weird crap for a long time. But I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for even the times that I isolated. I would push everyone out and I would just focus on work and working out, but I knew it was because I was in such a bad headspace that I really would be toxic to other people. And as much as they loved me and wanted to get close to me, I couldn't get close to anybody. It'd freak me out anymore. It'd make my anxiety worse. And I was miserable to be around and I knew it. And so I would just hide. I would hide and sit with whatever was going on. I can't even tell you the amount of times I'd ride my motorcycle to the beach and just sit on the sand and cry in the middle of the night. But I'm thankful for those times. Like I had access to that. I had access to like let those emotions out as much as I could. And then, I'd put on a brave face and just face another month of school and work or whatever I was doing. So if you're in that spot, it can get better. It's not easy. And you got to face those demons. But once you do and you sit with it, things get better, but it's not what you imagined. I thought life had to be like this picturesque thing for me to finally be happy. But it's just acceptance of where you are and understanding that you have such a short amount of time on this planet. Make the most of it. Just make the most of it. Like, even if I don't even know. Just make the most of the situation you're in. The body you're given, the situation you're given, the family you're given, and the opportunities you're given. Don't let people be mean to you. Don't put other people ahead of you, unless they're your children. I understand that. But don't put other people ahead of you. Just understand that we're all grown adults who are really just children bopping around on this planet trying to figure things out. We have lessons to learn. We have things to contribute. And we have experiences to experience. So just keep pushing. It'll be fine. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for the people I met. Even the people that helped me on my first journeys, I don't even talk to anymore. But I'm so thankful for them. I'm thankful for everything. That there's nothing was an accident. How I ended up in Charlotte, how I ended up in nursing school, was all a very painful experience. But I'm so thankful for where it put me and the opportunities I have now. So happy solstice. I'm doing great. I have 204 more days of just figuring out what I truly want to do, planning my next big adventure. So I'll probably start making some videos about that because I'm just grateful for life. And the way I view gratitude is so much more different than ever before. So I hope you're having a great day. I hope you have great holidays and are excited about the new year.